In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a traditional buttonhole. We're also going to take a look at our pattern piece so it shows the length and placement of the buttonhole on our garment. So let's get started. Here are 3 examples of a buttonhole I did on my machine. So basically there's 4 steps to creating a buttonhole. The bottom here is very close together, zigzags. It just goes back and forth down here at the bottom. And then you do small or shorter close together zigzags, go all the way up to whatever your desired length is. You get to pick the length of however long you want the buttonhole to be. Now the length determines on how big the button is. So if you have a big button, obviously your buttonhole is going to be longer. Once you get to that desired length, you're going to turn the fabric around, going to other directions. So I would turn it like this on my machine. And then I would zigzag the bottom down here and then continue up until I reach this point. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've gotten it to this point, you're going to very carefully slit the center. Now you can either use a sharp razor blade. If it's a light fabric, what you can do is you stick your seam ripper in the middle and you can just slit it up the side. If you have thread cutters, those are really great scissors in order to cut buttonholes. I just happen to have regular scissors, but they're very sharp, so you just have to be extremely careful not to cut your threads on the edge here. So what you're going to do is look at your machine to find out where you have a button option and then take it from there. Somewhere in the front of your machine, you're going to see a list of stitches that your machine can accomplish. Mine's listed at the top here, but on some machines it's a little dial and you just turn it to whatever stitch you need to make. Here is my buttonhole. I actually have 2 buttonholes, but I'm going to just do this basic one right here. It is stitch number 28. So down here I have my little display, and this is where I switch to whatever stitch I want to do. So I want 28. So I'm just going to stitch this to 28. And now this is set up to actually perform a buttonhole. There are other things on here. This 5.0 is the width of the zigzags that it goes back and forth. The 0.4 is the length of the stitch itself. Then I have my thread tension, which is between a 2 and a 4, so that's about normal. The foot tension is about a 4, that is also normal. It also tells me, before it said A and now it says C, that means I need to change my foot. So you need to put on a buttonhole foot in order to do this stitch. The other information here is the size of the needle. So I'm doing a midweight, so I'm going to do an 80. If you were doing a lightweight, it would be a 70, and if you're doing a heavyweight, it would be a 90. Now you may not see all this information on your machine because your machine might be different, but it doesn't mean that you can't change your thread tension and your presser foot to this tension as well, because you're just going to want to leave it about normal. So the other button I want to point out is the stop button. When I push this button, it actually does the bottom part of the buttonhole or the top part of the buttonhole. If I take it off, it will do the sides of the buttonhole. So this just helps me go between the different parts of the buttonhole. Stop if I'm doing the longer part, the bottom part, or I take it off and I'm doing the sides. So now we're going to move over to the other part of the machine so we can show you how to do a buttonhole. Before I get started sewing a buttonhole, the first thing I need to do is change my foot. This is just a normal foot that I use for normal everyday seams and stuff. So I'm going to pop this off. Some machines you actually unscrew over on this side and this whole thing comes down for changing your feet. But with mine, I just pull it out. So I'm going to change this to my buttonhole foot. It looks like this. It has one long side and then it has a gap over on the side, which I use as a gauge to line up the sides of my buttonholes to keep them straight. So I'm just going to pop this in. And my buttonhole foot is a C, but obviously it varies from machine to machine. And then I just slip that in there. And once I switch this to 28 and check all my settings, then I'm good to go to start creating a buttonhole. So I'm gonna choose the placement of where I want it. I'm gonna hit stop. So it's gonna do the end part of the buttonhole first. I'm gonna put my needle down and my foot down. And then all I'm gonna do is hit my foot pedal. This is all the machine. I'm not doing anything. It just kind of does this automatically. Your machine might be different. But after it's done a number of stitches, it'll just stop on its own and it's ready to do the other part. So then I'm gonna hit stop again to take that off. And now I'm gonna do the sides. And I'm just gonna try to keep it within this gap right here of my presser foot. And when it gets to the length that I want my buttonhole to be, I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna put my needle down on the right hand side of the stitch I just did. Lift my foot so the needle's still down. I'm gonna pivot my fabric so it's going the other direction. I'm gonna put the foot back down and I'm gonna hit stop. And now it's gonna do the other side. So it's just gonna do the exact same thing that it did at the beginning. And then it'll slow down and stop when it's done the correct number of stitches. All right, at this point, my needle's up, my foot is now up, and I'm just cheating it over, just a nudge. And I do this because I kind of like a little bit of a bigger gap in between my two sides, so it's just a little bit easier for me to cut. I'm not doing it by a lot, just a little, because mine kind of puts it kind of close. So I'm gonna hit stop again. So the stop is off, and now I'm gonna go up the other side, keeping this between the gap there of the foot. And once I've reached the other end, I'm gonna do a couple of stitches in the end, and then you're done with the buttonhole. So that's good. I'm just gonna pull this out. And there's another one done. The last step to finishing a buttonhole is to then make a cut down the center, opening the buttonhole so you can fit the button through it. So it's really a good idea if you have a really skinny pair of sharp scissors, which I don't have, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this in half, and very carefully I'm gonna take the sharpest scissors I have, my shears right here, and I'm just gonna do a little slit down the middle. Once I've done that first slit, I'm then gonna open it up, and I'm very carefully gonna stick my scissors in here, and I'm gonna go up and then turn it over, and then I'm gonna do the other direction. And you just wanna be careful that you don't slip your threads and cut them. Okay. So that is now opened. It's not a very big buttonhole, but there you go, it's open. If you find that you have accidentally cut your threads here on the side, you can hand sew and just put your threads through the other side and just kind of wrap it around. And that's how you would fix that. But that's how you create a buttonhole. So when you're gonna put a buttonhole onto your project, what you wanna look at on your pattern is the placement of the buttonholes. Here's my pattern right here for my shirt. My buttons and my buttonholes are right here. If you see the X, that's for the placement of the button. This long bar right here, that's for the placement of the buttonhole. The reason why you have both in the same spot is because this pattern piece is for both sides of the shirt. So on one side of the shirt, the right side, you're gonna make these little X's for the buttons. On the left side of the shirt, you're gonna draw these little bars for the buttonholes. If you do it right, they should line up. So I'm gonna go ahead and on the right hand side, lift this up, and then I draw an X for my buttonhole. Now if you've done this before you started sewing, right after you cut out your pattern piece, then it's a little bit easier. Once you've started sewing the pieces together and you're doing this after it's already together, it makes it a little bit difficult. But my trick for doing that, if you are unsure about the placement of everything, is I measure the length between each of these. So from this point to this point is 5 inches. So once I figure out the placement of the top one, I just measure down to 5 inches, and I just measure from the outside to the inside of where the button is. Once I've done that, I then do the next one until I have the number of buttons and buttonholes that I need. So that makes it a little bit easier. The other thing you have to realize is if you've shortened your pattern piece at all, this may be a little bit off. So that's why sometimes it's a good idea just to measure the length and then put the buttons and the buttonholes where you desire them. So once I've done my X's, I'm then gonna flip the pattern over onto the other side. So now it's backwards, but since it's a light tissue paper, I can still see my bars right here. So then I'm gonna lift this up and I'm gonna mark where my buttonholes are. So these little lines right here indicate the length of the buttonholes as well. So you have the placement from the pattern and also the length of the buttonhole from the pattern. And again, you can also just put one, like the top, and then measure to do your additional buttonholes that you need. But once you've made all your marks, then you can go ahead and start sewing your buttonholes. So I have my fabric now with the mark. Here's my mark right here where I'm going to put the buttonhole. I'm just going to line up with one end. I'm going to start with the one closest to the edge here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my needle on my foot down and push the stop so I can do the end. Okay, and then once I get done with that end, I'm going to push stop again and just go up one side. And so I'm going to use my mark to follow along, and that'll tell me how long I'll have to make my buttonhole. Should be getting close to the end now. There it is. Okay. So I want to make sure that the needle's on the right side of that. I'm then gonna lift my foot, keep my needle down, and move all this to flip it around to the other side. All right, I'm gonna try to make it as straight as possible here. Put the foot down, push stop, and I'm gonna do the end here. Okay, I'm gonna push stop again. Oh, and I'm gonna lift my foot just to move this over just a hair. Let's see, that might be a little much. I'm gonna go a little back. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my other side and try to keep it in my little gap right there. And then I'm just gonna reach the other side, do a couple stitches in the end, and then I'll be done with that buttonhole. All I have to do is just cut the middle. And there's one buttonhole done. So this marking, obviously I'm going to take out, but it's pretty much complete. Here we have the completed buttonhole. I've already cut the middle part, so it's all open and ready to go. Here's the underside of that. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a button where this X is, and then it's all good to go.
Our book, Professor Pincushion's Beginner Guide to Sewing, Garment Making for Nervous Newbies, is now available to order. Go to professorpincushion.com/books or click on the link in the description to see a list of vendors where you can purchase it.